Hello, film fans. Welcome to All the Film Things. I'm your host, Elizabeth. Thank you for listening. If you're enjoying this podcast, please leave a review and a rating. Also follow All the Film Things on Instagram for updates and more film things. 2026 just began, which means we are officially in the second half of the 2020s, if you can believe it. After reflecting on 2025 in film with my friend Emmy-winning photojournalist Cole Echevarria in the last episode, I thought this would be a good time and a sort of companion piece to that episode to reflect on the first half of the decade in cinema. Today, we are talking about the top 10 films of the 2020s so far. Joining me for this discussion is film pundit Kwestin Fisher. Thank you very much for joining me today, Quest.
Hi, everyone. I'm finally here, man. I'm excited to be here.
Finally here. We got to give context to this because we have been trying to do an episode together for 3 years now?
Yeah, I want to say that about, yeah.
3 years. We are in different time zones, so it's very tricky to get us aligned, but it's finally happening, and I'm so thrilled that you're finally on the podcast.
Yeah, I'm excited to be here too, talking my favorite thing, that is movies. And you know, when you got different time zones and then you got a whole day job to work around too, it definitely makes things a little hard within that certain block of scheduling. But I'm glad we was able to get that all squared out finally now.
Yes. Oh, I'm so excited. We will be talking about fish flicks from your reviews across social media to your red carpet interviews later in this episode. But we do have a big topic today, so I want to start off by asking you a few questions. How do you think the 2020s are shaping up when you look at the decade as a whole so far?
Oh, man, that's a good question. You know, we started off on a pretty grim note with 2020, so
we did.
We started off a bit odd and a bit shaky, and then because of that, we had a little bit of a few rough patches in between just because we didn't know where the state of the industry would be because of the pandemic and all that, and then the state of theaters as well. And then we get to 2026 now. Damn, we're halfway through a decade now as we're talking about it. My goodness.
Hard to believe.
It's very hard, but so far through this half, it's looking like, man, this is going to be a very solid decade for film, I want to say. A very solid, the future is bright, especially with the coming years of this year and then 2027 and then possibly beyond. I have a lot of great high hopes. So right now, from what we've been getting, I've enjoyed myself when it comes to the movies. I've enjoyed what we've been getting. Maybe not quite as much as the 2010s, because that's what really set me off on the path for filmmaking, just because I feel like that was a really special little decade of time for film. But the 2020s, it's definitely... I'm liking it so far.
Yeah, we grew up with the 2010s. Our core favorites were probably from the 2010s.
Yeah, definitely, a good chunk that really set the path off. I do love the 2000s. I love the 90s as well, especially. The 80s is cool as well. Yeah, I'm not really too big on the 80s for film as much, honestly.
70s is better.
Yeah, and the 70s is good as well. The 60s is meh.
What? No, the 60s is great. International cinema. Bergman was making films at that time.
Yeah, that's true. But I got a little bias, The 90s is the golden age, I want to say.
Yeah, I do love the 90s too.
And then I want to say 2010s is kind of like peak.
Okay. Well, I can't argue with that too much. Some of my favorite films were from the 2010s. That was a good decade, and of course Nolan was making his films then, so...
Yeah, what's a couple of your faves from the 2010s, if you don't mind me asking?
Ooh. Well, The Dark Knight Rises came out in 2012, and that was a landmark experience in my life. What else? I'm thinking of other Nolan films. Interstellar. This is... To narrow down films for a decade is so hard. Making my list today, I had about 1 through 8 selected. 9 and 10 were tough. Was it hard for you to make your list?
It's been a little bit tough, yeah. I keep my letterbox on hand to help me out a little bit, so I just put a grip of films that I want in my little list section, and then we go from there for the 2020s.
Yeah, 2010s would have been harder to make a list for.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
2020s, because it is only 5 years. It's not like a whole decade. So in 5 years' time, it'll be a little different, I'm sure. But for your list today, how many films did you add without question that there was no doubt those have to be included?
No doubt had to be included. Oh man, I'm
Yeah.
probably gonna say, because like I said, I just got this whole amalgamation of 2020 films, and
Mm-hmm.
I want to say about 3 of them were for sure, and then 4 and 5 was like,
Ah,
yeah, it's worthy of the list, and then the other 5 is like, hey, it's up for grabs at this point.
yeah, it really is. There were several that I could have added as honorable mentions. But are all 5 years represented in your list?
Yeah, I want to say just about all 5 years.
Okay. There's 1 year in film that is not on my list because I just did not think it was a very good year for film.
Which year is that?
2024.
Really?
Yeah,
Really now?
I'm not shy about it. I've talked about it several times on this podcast that 2024, not a great year.
Really now? This makes me want to go back to my specific 2024 list because I feel like 2024 was, yeah, 2024 gave me 2 films that are for surely on my best of the 2020s list.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I wonder what those are. I'm so curious.
You probably know what one of them, which I'll probably be shocked, but I don't think we talked about this specific film, but we'll get into it when we break it down. But I'm like, you got to have this specific film in the list.
Oh, well, I have one film that I'd say is the definitive best film of the decade. And if that's not on your list, then I'm going to be up in arms.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
All right, let's see. Were you surprised by which year appeared on your list the most?
Not necessarily surprised per se. I mainly just had it like scattered about, so I didn't really go like too in depth. Like, okay, it's this year, because I think it's kind of balanced out. I want to say that I made sure I wanted to have a balanced list for me.
Yeah.
Because for the 2020s, I wouldn't say I necessarily have a favorite year just yet. Just because to be fair, I want to wait for the rest of the years. But like I said, the 2020s have been really good, but it's not like stand out years, if that makes sense.
See, I would say 2023.
I love 2023 as well. You know what? I gotta pull up that list too when I break down the 2023 because I watch so many movies.
You do. You go to see like every single film.
Yes, I'm at the theaters like no less than twice a week. I want to say.
Oh, amazing!
Shout out to AMC A-List.
I've heard that's the greatest subscription to a theater you can get.
Oh yes, absolutely. If you're a cinephile and you don't have any type of movie subscription, then honestly, you're just wasting a whole shit ton of money. Because not to go too much on a tangent with this, but I'll just go break it down real quick for the viewers and listeners. Different theaters have their own subscription tiers, like Regal as well. They have their own thing, and it's a really damn good deal. Yeah. AMC is the best to me, but Regal is the second best.
Interesting.
Cinemark, they have their own movie subscription thing. And then even like little independent theaters, like, cause say I'm out here in Vegas and there's this theater group called the Brendan Theaters out here, and then like scattered in different states as well. They have their own movie subscription thing. So there's definitely like, depending on where the closest theater is to you, they're more than likely gonna have a movie subscription thing. And if you are attending the movies on a frequent basis, I highly recommend you go out and get that movie subscription because you're gonna save a shit ton of money.
Yes, you will. They have some really good subscriptions out there, and go see more movies. We need to support the theaters.
Absolutely, especially in this climate, we have to really let the studios like Netflix know, like, no, we want the movie theaters. We don't want to just sit at home. We seen how that was like in 2020, and it was not good.
And all those people wanted to come out of their houses. Everyone wanted it to be over.
Exactly.
So everyone should champion the theaters. As you said, we know what it's like. So go support your local theater, chain, anything. It's the best way to see a film.
Exactly. And I'm going to keep on saying that. Every time people are like, oh, no, streaming's here, all I'm going to say is, you remember what it was like in 2020?
Yes.
Very glum and dull.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Now, you said your list is not ranked, so any order you'll start with, right?
Yes.
All right. What is the first film on your top 10?
Okay, the top 10. Should I go with the very best from the start?
I have my very best as the last film.
Okay, yeah. You know what? We'll compare what the best film of the year is, and we'll go from
Big
there.
finale. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So, I'll start off with this just because, and funny enough, this franchise, technically both animated and live action, this franchise is making an appearance in the list twice now.
Interesting.
And we're going to start off with none other than this film and everything that came about it just represented damn near 3 different areas of my childhood. And that's Spider-Man No Way Home.
Interesting. Okay. Why did I go to How to Train Your Dragon?
Oh no, I don't know why you do that either.
I don't know. I should have
This
known.
is not to be a hater of How to Train Your Dragon whatsoever. I'm a fan, but I was never on the biggest hype train of How to Train Your Dragon. Yeah, I was never on that type of lane.
I should have known it was Spider-Man. You love the Marvel movies. You champion the Avengers and everything Marvel. Of course. All right. No Way Home.
Yeah, No Way Home was just, as a movie, it's just fine, but just the experience of it, sitting in the theater watching it and just seeing this all come to life. Like, how is this real life? Am I watching the 3 different Spider-Man that I watched in elementary, middle school, high school, and college all being in one film together? I was just amazed. And then overall, it's a really damn good movie. It has some great action, some great visuals. The characters, the way that they are able to bounce off each other was great. And Toby, Andrew, and Tom Holland, and how they were able to balance and have great chemistry with them being 3 distinctively different Spider-Mans and different incarnations. I feel they blended them all together just well. And then, of course, you're going to have a lot of fan service to just blending these 3 different Spider-Man all together and their villains as well. And you know what? I'm a fan, all right, so I want to be serviced. So give me the fan service. So we got a whole hell of a lot of fan service in the last 45 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
And also, too, just the journey of what we saw with this Tom Holland and his identity being exposed to the world. Like, we have not seen that yet in any incarnation of Spider-Man live action-wise in that type of format. And I liked how they went about it. And so you got Peter, the spell is the MacGuffin of the film, and then how it just came about. There's definitely some holes you could pick into that, but you know what? I don't care, because everything else about the movie was just so beautiful. It's just so beautiful to watch on screen, and just the experience of it all. It easily made for the second best theatrical experience I've ever had in a movie theater, right behind Endgame. Yep.
Whoa.
I went
That is
there.
saying something.
Uh-huh.
Did you see it opening night?
Oh yeah. See, I bought my ticket. I knew exactly the exact time that the tickets was going to go on sale.
Oh, yes.
They went on sale while I was at work at front desk at a hotel. And I told my job, I'm going off to the side to the bathroom, and I'm going to go buy these tickets. So I'll be back when I'm back. And that's exactly what happened, because I was not going to miss this opening night and have this moment be spoiled for me.
But some of it did leak online, the 3 Spider-Men.
Yeah.
So did you believe that before you headed in, or were you just like avoiding everything you could hear about the film before you saw it?
Oh, no, it did leak out a little bit. And I did see the photos because Mr. John Campia here exposed it. And so I did see the photos and they got leaked. But you know what? I didn't care, because I was still excited for it either way. So I was locked in. It's like, it was a matter of like, I knew from the very get-go, like they were like breaking down what the film was and the news and rumors about them appearing in the film. And so I knew well in advance, I had faith, like, yeah, they're probably going to show up. And it was just all about the how are they going to bring it all about to where they all show up. Is if they execute the how and the why right, I'll be just fine, even though I'm spoiled. And you know what? They got the how and the why right. And it just all works at the end.
It was an epic film in the Marvel world, and what a great movie to come back from COVID and having this grand movie theater experience after Endgame. It's been a while since I've watched it, but there were plenty of surprises, even though it was spoiled. But to see, like you said, the 3 of them together was pretty incredible. Which of the Spider-Men is your favorite?
So here's how I'll break it down.
Okay.
I'll say this. The best pure Peter Parker is Tobey Maguire. The best Spider-Man is Andrew Garfield. The best balance of both is Tom Holland. But if I had to choose between, like, out of the 3 actors, my favorite is probably going to be Andrew Garfield.
That's my favorite too, but everyone says he's their least favorite.
Yeah, honestly, I've heard a lot of people change tune when that movie came out. Actually, I heard a lot of people change their tune when it came to that. So, a lot of people were saying that. I think it's mainly his movies aren't the greatest, so that's what kind of hold it back to where people just automatically assume, oh, he's the weakest. But no, if you really go back and watch the two Amazing Spider-Man movies, I personally really, really like the first one. The second one is a bit of a mess, but the key standout of those movies was Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man and then his chemistry with Emma Stone as well.
Absolutely. They were one of the best duos in comic book movie history in my book.
Absolutely. And comic book movies don't really have a lot of great history when it comes to giving our heroes a romantic relationship. But that one, the chemistry was perfect between them.
It was. That's a good first pick. What's your ninth?
My ninth in no particular order. Okay, we can get out the comic book realm a little bit. I'll go to the what would people say is a tour de force.
Oh boy. The suspense, it just continues to build.
Now, this next film was a film that I literally knew nothing about before I went to go watch it. All I heard was the hype and buzz about it. Like the hype and buzz was so big and so loud to where I was like, I don't even want to watch a trailer for this. I'm going to go into the theater completely blind. I know the basic premise of the movie and that the multiverse is involved. And then I'm like, okay, we'll just see how it unfolds. And if you know what I said when it comes to the multiverse, you know that this film is everything, everywhere, all at once.
That's a good pick.
That movie right there, that was an experience. Because it's like I said, I went in completely blind, just not knowing how it was going to go about. And really, the multiverse part aspect of it, that's just a part to the movie. The real underlying layer and story of the film is a story about a mother and her daughter, and the mother needing to reconnect and rebuild that relationship with the daughter. And like not just the daughter, her husband as well, and her role in her overall family and how she needs to grow and adapt to her ways. And Michelle Yeoh, her performance was just magnificent. All the performances from the top three leads was fantastic. Ki Hugh Kwan and the other young lady, man, I don't want to mess up her name, so let me make sure I get this right here for you. Is it Stephanie Hsu?
I think so.
Yeah, it is Stephanie Hsu.
It was in a stacked category in the Oscars. I remember some were saying that she should have won.
Yeah, Jamie Lee Curtis won for the role, and she was good in the film, but I didn't really think she was all that great to where she should have won the Oscar. I feel like politics was in play with that, but that's a whole different story.
Yes, that's another discussion, but safe to say that was a surprise to the world.
Yeah, but just what they did with that film and just how they were able to use the multiverse to really tell this mother-daughter story and just the mother and her role in their life and just her being grateful and thankful for what she has now and truly putting more focus and attention to her family, I thought was just executed beautifully. And, this movie has a lot of wacky, wild shit happen within the film at times.
Oh, yes.
And like to where I was shy, I'm like, yo, this is some crazy kind of humor. This ain't exactly my type of humor, but I'm all in. But it was funny. It had some great drama. The visuals for the budget that it had, looked really, really good as well. And just overall, I feel like this wild, crazy idea of a film, they just somehow were able to find a way to have a balance to it all. And it just worked perfectly. And real last bit on this film, you never really see a film that gets released as early as it did, and it completely carries its momentum throughout the entire duration of the year. Like, that's how much of an impact Everything Everywhere All at Once had in 2022. Like, that's how big it really was. It's just because it came out, I want to say March, April, and people just could not stop talking about the movie just because it was really that damn good. And won the Oscar for Best Picture, and rightfully so. That movie cleaned house. The top two actors won, and then they won Best Picture. So rightfully deserving Everything Everywhere All at Once. Fantastic film.
I can't even believe how you must have felt watching this film and the different layers to the film, the multiverses. There was just so much packed into it. To go in blind must have been quite an experience in itself.
Yeah, it was. And I never really went into a film completely blind like that before. Like, that was like my first test. Like, no trailer, only know like, oh yeah, the multiverse is involved. It's a multiverse story. And it's got some good acting. Never really done that before. And then I started doing that with more films. And I'm like, yeah, I've started to love that experience of just going in blind for certain films and just being completely wowed by it. So I have a true, deep appreciation for that film altogether, honestly.
It's a great film and deserving of Best Picture that year. Michelle Yeoh was fantastic. Everyone told me, you need to see this film. And like you said, to have continued that momentum to the Oscars nearly a year later is really incredible and kind of reminds you of Sinners, what's happening with Sinners right now, which is really great. So
Yeah, I'm glad Sinners is carrying momentum, but we'll dive back into that later.
I had a feeling that might be on your list somewhere. But what would be your next pick, number 8?
Okay, we can go to number 8. So what we had so far was I gave you Spider-Man No Way Home, and then I gave you Everything Everywhere All at Once. And so this next film, it's made me realize, as I'm going through my list once again, that actually there is a specific year that is going to show up a lot.
Ah, what year will that be?
This next film came out in 2023.
I had a feeling it's 2023. It's a good year.
Yeah, it was a really good year. As I'm looking back, I'm like, whoa, this is back to back to back to back. And so this next film I want to mention, it's pretty crazy. The first 5 minutes you watch, you're like, okay, what the hell is this? And then you just go on the entire experience with the film, led by this particular actress who just completely carries the film from start to finish as you go on this journey from her. Basically, from like, it seems like in a ways, adulthood, a childhood to adulthood, and you just follow this character. And this film does not work without this performance from Emma Stone in Poor Things.
Huh.
Poor Things is just wow. Watching that experience, just because you have this, it's basically like this Frankenstein and his monster type of story with Emma Stone as this character, and you just go with her as she just learns and experiences life because she has this infant-like type brain and mind at first, and then as she grows to learn and adapt over time, you just follow her on this journey as she just evolves as this character. It was just beautiful to see. The screenplay was fantastic. The performances was out of this world. Emma Stone, even though she had some tough competition with the actress from Killers of the Flower Moon, Emma Stone.
Lily Gladstone.
Yep, Lily Gladstone. Thank you for that. Emma Stone she just nailed it in this role. But also another, oh my goodness, another standout performance in this film, to where this guy just went crazy in the movie overall, was Mark Ruffalo.
One of his best performances.
Yes, he just went insane. I was like, that's the best I've ever seen Mark Ruffalo look in a film ever.
Yeah.
How out of this world he was in the movie. I was just amazed. It was just the whole experience watching this movie in the theater, man. You just, like I said, movies are an experience, especially when you sit there in the theater. And then when you have movies like Poor Things and you experience this with the characters you're able to connect to, it just makes for an all the more wonderful outing at the theater. So, yep, that film, Poor Things.
Did you go into that film knowing what the story was?
Actually, no, I did not. This is another one of those
surprise you were in for.
Oh, yeah, I was in for a major surprise of what happened in the film.
It's a wild film.
Yeah, Yorgos is a pretty crazy and inventive director, but he gets my respect just from how creative he is. I may not align with everything he does creative choice-wise, but I love artistic and creative directors like that. I really do. They get my respect.
That was a wholly original film, and he is a very singular filmmaker. There's nothing like Poor Things. So you would say, since you're a fan of Poor Things, that Emma Stone deserved the Oscar over Lily Gladstone.
As much as it pains me to say, just because it seems a little, I don't want to say mean, but damn, more deserving, because really they equally deserved it. But if I had to make a choice, I'd say yeah. Yeah.
This debate might come back in a little while when it comes to my list.
And listen, I have no pushback or fight if you think Lily Gladstone deserved it more, because that was a tough, like one of the toughest one-on-ones, like who's winning the Oscar.
It was.
Because I think in the award season, they legit split the awards that year.
Yes.
From BAFTAs, the SAG Awards, Golden Globes, like that. It was split to where nobody knew.
No, and it really came down to the Oscars. A lot of people were thinking it would be Lily. Then Emma was winning a few awards. I mean, Best Actress tends to be one of the more tight race categories consistently through the years. And that one,
Yeah.
I agree, was one of the toughest, closest races in recent years.
Yeah, the only one that I could think somewhat comes close to it, even, and this was pretty tough, was what's her name? Demi Moore and is it Demi Moore? Please forgive me.
Demi Moore and Mikey Madison.
Okay, cool. I got the right Moore. I got the right
Yes,
Moore.
you got the right Moore.
Okay. Yeah, but that one was a tough one. But yeah, that Emma Stone, Lily Gladstone situation, I just sat there. I was like, yo, I said it too. I said, I'm going to just cheer on whoever wins, and I'm not going to be mad at who wins this. I'm going to just cheer the winner on and give the second place winner her flowers as well.
Mm-hmm. Both very good performances. I would say, I mean, that was Emma Stone's second Oscar win for Poor Things.
Mm-hmm.
If I had to choose the favorite or Poor Things as which she would get an Oscar for, I would say Poor Things. I just am upset that it was that year that Lily Gladstone didn't get it.
Yeah, it was kind of tough, but you know, that's how it be sometimes when it comes to the Oscars.
Oh, yes.
Some situations are snubs, but some situations are just a matter of it was just a tough competition.
Yes, definitely. And there's going to be some tough races this year. It's always interesting, always exciting. All right. 7th film on your top 10 list.
Number 7. Yeah, so this next film, I seen the trailer for it, loved it, and I knew I was looking forward to it, but I didn't know just how good I knew it was going to be damn good, but I didn't know it was going to be this damn good. We brought her up recently. Anora.
Ah, okay.
I love Anora so much just because it's kind of like, it's a combination in a way of a Cinderella story and Pretty Woman in ways, but it's definitely different once you get towards the end of it because it's not exactly your Cinderella story once it comes to the resolution of it all.
Yeah, it's 3 genres mixed in within these 3 acts.
Yeah, literally 3 different genres.
Mm-hmm.
And I like when you bring up the genres, I did not know this movie was going to be as funny as it was.
That second act.
Yeah, the second act where they're on that little chase trying to find
kicking him.
Yeah,
She's trying to. How they slowed down time from the first Cinderella story in the first act to this second act of just one location. Was it all one take, or one made it seem like one take? This whole scene when the mafia or family friends come to stop by. Was it all one shot, one take?
I'm not sure. I have to rewatch that and look back into that because that is a great question when you bring it up because that entire sequence when the mafia comes into the house, and so you when you see mafia figures, especially Russian ones, they're all depicted in a certain way.
Yes.
These guys are kind of like goofy and like, okay, how do you guys have the jobs that you have? And she's whooping your ass.
Completely different portrayal than what we're used to, like the stereotypical portrayal.
Yeah.
That was interesting.
Yeah, and that just whole wild goose chase in the second act is just, it was just wild. And then when it comes to the end, and then you just see like the heartbreak and the darkness to it all, it was kind of like, whoa. We just see an entire journey where this woman thought she made it to the big time, but then all at the end, it's like, oh no, this is all a joke. It's over. He didn't really care about you like you thought he would. And it was kind of sad to see, but Mikey Madison and her performance was just astounding, just with the way that she just went off on this one scene. And then that end cry at the end where she just screams out, it's just, oh man. Oh,
how do you read that scene? Because that is really up to interpretation.
Yeah, so what I read from that scene is that like she was so heartbroken and distraught from the experience that she had that she thought she was found like real love, that somebody that loved her. But then there's just one guy who was just being tender and nice to her, and it was all genuine too. Like she was shocked by it, so she had that one little moment where they made love, but then like towards the end where she started hitting him, it felt like she was just traumatized by that whole experience, just like she's being used again. But then like he tells her to stop and just holds her, and she just lets it out like she's in pain. So it's like she's just heartbreak at the end. So she's like a woman that don't know how to trust at the end, I feel.
Yeah. That was probably one of the best endings of 2024. And it was a Best Picture win, which a lot of people were very happy about. Um, I'm trying to think back to that film. I only saw it once in theaters. When you watched it in theaters, did you think this is going to be the Best Picture winner?
Oh yeah,
Mm,
absolutely. When I watched it, I was like, oh yeah, this is the best picture right here.
wow.
This is the best picture winner. It's going to this one. And then like the buzz of it all, Mikey Madison's performance, just the whole direction. I was like, yeah, this one has to win best picture right here.
Mm-hmm.
And then I predicted it too. I'm like, yes, this is one of those few examples where I get it right with the best picture prediction. I got it right when Parasite won, and I got it right with Anora.
Really?
Yes.
That's an impressive choice that you made with Parasite then, because it was really wavering between 1917 and Parasite. And then the support for Parasite slowly came in closer and closer to the Oscars to its ultimate win.
Yeah, 1917.
Incredible.
I thought it was good, but I wasn't like on the biggest hype train of 1917 that year at
Mm,
all. It was definitely an artistic film, but it felt a bit too Oscar baity for me. It was just a little
interesting.
bit too much. But
Mm.
Parasite that year, when we go off of that, it just had that genuine love and fanfare. It was like, no, we have to award this movie for just how special it is because it rightfully
Yeah.
deserves it. And it's one of those rare examples where politics was not in play when it comes to the Oscars. Politics are in play for Oscars, but for Parasite, it avoided all that shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was one of the best picture wins in recent years. 2019 was a great year for film.
I think it's my top three favorite year for film, honestly.
Really?
Yes.
There's so many films when I'm trying to like make my list for this. I had to remember, 2019 is off limits here because there were some great films. It would have definitely made this list harder to include 2019. That's for
Hmm.
sure. All right, what is your sixth pick?
Okay. Sixth pick. Okay. You know what? We're going to jump right back to 2023.
Ah,
Now, I don't know why I didn't know enough about this guy back then, like where I feel like I should have. But just with this one film, and then I was able to follow up on some of his other projects as well. It's like, yeah, this guy is one of my favorite actors today.
hmm.
And that guy is Jeffrey Wright. And what he did with American Fiction.
Ooh,
American Fiction is so special to me.
that's a hilarious film.
It's hilarious, it's very insightful, and it has great
Hmm.
performances.
Yes.
Jeffrey Wright's performance is fantastic, but the guy who I feel like his performance is not talked about enough outside of our like particular film circles
Hmm.
is Sterling K. Brown.
Yeah, he was fantastic. He was
That
great.
guy, like him too, like I think, yeah, American Fiction really was the film that put me onto those two, and it just made me realize, like,
Hmm.
yo, these brothers are special, and just the whole thing with just following Jeffrey Wright and his character within this film, and just wanting authenticity to be spoken with his voice, and it was just it was fantastic because I just loved it. It's outlandish at points.
Yes, the ending.
Yeah, the ending was something, all right. I was like,
What do you think of that ending? Because originally I was going to place this film as my fourth favorite of 2023. And throughout the film, I loved it. I was laughing more in a theater than I have in recent that I could remember. And the end came and I just thought, what happened?
what
Because it
happened?
was going so well and that ending changed it for me a little bit and it was frustrating because I really enjoyed this film. So what did you think of it?
I thought of it from one like my standpoint of like, it's kind of like the purpose of what he was saying, or just like, the outlandish nature and like the authenticity that he wants within his like projects and his books. And it's just, I feel like it was really like on display. And then with like the studios and whatnot trying to make a profit off of Black stories, and him trying to figure out exactly how to make the proper ending for that. So I feel like they just had it like actually like on display
Hmm.
for like his indecisiveness in that regard. So, it was definitely a creative and different, unique choice, but I liked it at the
Yes.
end.
Okay. I also wished that Tracy Ellis Ross had more screen time because I just love her.
Yeah,
She
me
left the
too.
film too early.
Yeah, we don't get enough of her, I don't think.
We don't.
But she be minding her business. She's making her residuals from Girlfriend, so she chilling.
Hmm. Oh yeah. I loved her in that. And also Issa Rae came in and I loved Insecure. So I was very happy to see her in a film. And that conversation between her and Jeffrey Wright later in the film was very well written.
Oh, absolutely, it was excellent, and they both performed it excellent as well.
Hmm. All right, we're halfway through your list. What's number 5?
All righty, number 5. Again, this is in no particular order.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm gonna say, I decided to include this because the more I just sat down and thought about it over time, I was just like, yo, this is one of my new favorite holiday films now.
Oh.
It's not your truly like joyful, standout type of holiday flick at all,
Mm-hmm.
but it was very unique and it felt like that old school style cinema.
Mm-hmm.
That's the Holdovers.
I had a feeling. It does feel kind of like a 70s film.
Yeah, just the way it's shot, because they were able to give it that grainy look as well, and just
Mm-hmm.
overall, it was fantastic. And then our characters with Paul Giamatti was just. I've always been a fan of Paul Giamatti, but this is just him, like the best I've seen him in my personal opinion.
Yeah.
And just this curmudgeon in New England little teacher, and then having to babysit some students with nowhere to go during the Christmas break, and then just the bond that he forms with this troublemaking kid, and then they just go off, and then even to with Davine Joy Randolph, her standout, man, her performance was just, oh man, it was so beautiful and heartbreaking. Exactly right there. She's a grieving mother, and it was just seeing them three bond together and just interacting. They each like helped each other grow in a way through like this journey of them being stuck together for the Christmas break, and just overall, it was just a beautiful film to watch. I went into the theater like I seen trailers for it like when I was watching other films, so I wasn't paying too much attention to it. It was just one of those things like, okay, it looks different, it looks unique, probably not for me. And then I sit down in the theater, I'm just like, whoa. I go to a couple of friends, I'm like, yo, this is a film I know for sure you'd love. You got to go watch this ASAP.
Is it now you watch the film every year on Christmas? Is
yeah, I definitely have it on my holiday playlist for now, The Holdovers. It's such a fantastic film.
A new tradition for many.
Mm-hmm.
It's great to see that a new Christmas film is so beloved.
Yeah, because with Christmas movies, they can feel a little bit tricky because they can go teeter to a bit of the cheesy holiday cheer type vibe to it.
Yes.
But then you have little films like The Holdovers that come in sometimes and just change things up and make them more unique. And it's just overall just was wonderful.
That was a very good film. Another great film of 2023. What is your 4th film?
My 4th film for you, huh?
Mm-hmm.
My 4th film. So, we're going to jump into the year I want to say is the best year of 2020 so far, 2023, because like I said, we got Poor Things, American Fiction, Holdovers, and 2 other films that made the list.
You have more 2023 films on your list than I have.
I have more 2023 films on my list.
I think so.
So this film might just be Christopher Nolan's masterpiece in Oppenheimer.
All right. You have the film that if it wasn't on your list, I would have been up in arms. Good.
This film, like everything about it, just the way it was shot, the direction, the writing for it, the performances,
everything.
It feels like this Oppenheimer is the exact film that Christopher Nolan's career has been leading up to him making. And just the way he was able to tell this story, it wasn't like your just traditional biopic of like, oh, this hero story. No. In a way, it's a bit of a tragedy when you look at it, especially with the way that the film ends and it just shoots on Cillian Murphy's face, and it's just what he says to the actor who plays Einstein in the film.
I believe we did.
Yes, that line was just haunting, and then it just zooms in on his face and just his reaction to it all.
And then when you think to the timeline of events, like the film ends in like the middle. So to think of what happens in later years, you see how integral that moment is and what will happen in the future. It was a real turning point. Yeah,
like I said, the ending was just phenomenal. Just that once you actually see and hear the conversation between Einstein and Mr. Oppenheimer, because it's teased like in the beginning when you go to Robert Downey Jr.'s character, Robert Downey Jr. This film just reminded people like, yo, I may have been Tony Stark for all them years, but I'm still one of them fucking ones. I'm one of the best in the game. And Robert Downey Jr. reminded people of that with his Oppenheimer performance. And when I seen him,
He did.
and honestly, when I found out he was gonna be in Oppenheimer, like I'm not just saying this just to say it, I felt like deep in my soul, I'm like, Robert Downey Jr. probably is gonna win an Oscar from this, and I know nothing about his
Ooh.
role. I just see pictures.
Do you want to hear something that I manifested years ago?
What?
About 10, 11 years old, when I first became a Nolan fan,
Mhm.
I was also a Robert Downey Jr. fan. And I said, well, I really hope that one day Nolan makes a World War II film. So I got Dunkirk and Oppenheimer. And I would really like for Robert Downey Jr. to star in a Nolan film. And look what happened. They all won Oscars for it.
Literally.
10 years later, it happened. Amazing.
Like Cillian Murphy, his performance as the lead, I never really appreciated Cillian Murphy enough as an actor, I feel. I always thought he
Mm.
was good, but I feel like with this film in particular, because Nolan and Cillian Murphy have like this long-standing collaboration and friendship.
Oh,
And
yes.
just the journey and like Nolan, like I seen Cillian Murphy, he said something like Nolan wrote him a note. He was like, yo, it's finally time for you to take the lead in my film. And like it just goes like saying, like everything in Nolan's career was building up to this very moment
Absolutely.
to where Nolan got his shine and then his homies that he put on got the shine as well. It was just
Hmm.
you couldn't have been any more happier for a film and a filmmaker to get all this recognition for this one film.
So long overdue.
It's so long overdue, and to think he wasn't even nominated for Inception, which is
Oh,
crazy to think about. When you think about it.
I mean, when you ask what 2010's films stand out, that is an absolute. I should have mentioned it earlier, but the fact that he didn't win for Inception, the fact that he lost for Dunkirk, this was finally his time after so long, and he's been put on this pedestal, and rightfully so. And to have his shining moment at the Oscars, winning how many awards did he win? 3 Oscars for Oppenheimer, and the film won even more. What an incredible night.
Yeah, yeah, it just everything just paved the way. Like this is Nolan's time. And like once the
Yeah.
film was made and you see the trailers and to watch the movie, I immediately said, "I'm like, it's Nolan's time." You
Mhm.
just feel, and it rightfully felt. It wasn't obviously there was some politics at play when it comes to him winning, but it was the right politics this time around. Where I'm like, "Yo, it's Nolan's time. He deserves this award.
Oh, yes,
He
he
made the
does.
best film of this year." I think.
Mhm.
What I won't say the best film of 2023. I have yet to say. So
Huh.
I'll say the second best film of the year.
Again, the suspense. With every pick, the way you describe it, I'm already on the edge of my seat. So now there's another film that you say is above Oppenheimer for 2023?
Yes, but
Oh,
there's
man.
there's some personal bias in this, and I don't care.
Ah,
We'll
okay.
get. I'll save that for
I
second for
respect that.
last. I'll save it for
Oh,
second
okay.
for last.
I respect that. All right. We'll be talking more about Oppenheimer later. Number 3 for your list. Top 3 now. In no
Number
particular order,
three,
of course.
we're gonna jump into last year,
Hmm.
2025, and that is going to be the best film of the year, and the film I feel should win the Oscar for Best Picture, and that's Sinners.
Michael B. Jordan and Ryan Coogler, a dynamic duo, one of the best actor-director collaborators of our time.
Yeah, and listen, I was just looking forward to this film just because Michael B. Jordan, well, not, I mean, Ryan Coogler was directing, so I'll watch anything he
Mhm.
does. And then he was teaming back up with Mike B again. And I'm like, okay, those two know how to work together.
They don't miss.
And it's like, for so long, the synopsis around what Sinners was like a mystery. Everybody was like, yo, it's this like
Yes.
vampire thriller. I'm like, vampire thriller? Okay, I'm not the
Even
biggest.
watching the trailer, you have no idea what the story is.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm not like the biggest fan of like vampires in general. So when he said that, I'm like,
Mm.
okay,
Uh-huh.
this is interesting. And then you watch the trailer, I'm like, huh, that's pretty inventive and neat.
Hmm.
I was like, I don't even think I want to watch any more trailers. I would watch the trailers if I'm forced to watch them in the theaters, but that's it. I'm like,
Yeah.
I want to experience this, and the experience of it is just everything about Sinners is all direction. It's all
Yeah.
direction, in my honest opinion, from Ryan Coogler. From the direction, the screenplay, phenomenal. The cinematography, phenomenal. The score, phenomenal. The performances, phenomenal. Just this grand ensemble from both behind the camera and in front of the camera was just astounding to watch. It's just, you got some folklore into it as well. and just overall, and the fact that this movie, it takes place within 24 hours, not even 24 hours. We'll cut that in half and say, what is it, 17?
It's mostly around one night, but
Yeah,
it is less than 24 hours. Yeah.
yeah, so less than 24 hours. So like, let's say 12. Yeah, 12.
Mm-hmm.
It takes place within 12 hours, and you just get this entire experience. It's just, he said, a line is like, it's just that one night where me and all my people felt free. And even though some crazy stuff went down, they was free for a night. And then all the mayhem ensued. And just, even the guy, the actor, I keep forgetting his name, the actor who plays Remick, I thought he was fantastic. He's not nearly getting enough praise for this work on the film, I feel, honestly. Because he was a great antagonist.
Miles, I forget his last name, but he just won a Critics' Choice.
Yeah, let me see. We'll get it right. His name, Jamie Lawson was awesome in it as well. Miles Catton, I think that was his first role, I want to say.
Oh my gosh, really?
Yeah, he was so damn good
as
impressive. Sammy.
Yeah.
And honestly, I don't know what. Jack O'Connell.
Oh, Jack O'Connell, yeah.
Jack O'Connell, yeah, who plays Remick. I don't know why. Whenever I've been thinking of Sinners or I watch the movie, I just think of the part for whatever reason when Remick just pops up on top. He's like, Sammy, because he just wants his music so bad.
Yeah.
So I'll just go around the house and be like, Sammy. It was that damn good. And the soundtrack for the movie is fantastic. It's in my playlist still too. And I'm going around singing, somebody take me in your arms tonight. Like, it just, oh man, what an experience. And it's beautiful on screen as well. It's beautiful in IMAX.
Oh, I wish I had the IMAX experience. I missed it in theaters. Let me explain. I know, let me explain. So I'm a horror film scaredy cat. And though I love Michael B. Jordan, Ryan Coogler, like you, I will go see anything that they do. I chickened out because it was a horror film. Though people kept telling me, it's not so scary, you can handle it. And I didn't listen. So I watched it about a month or so ago on TV, but I loved it and I need to revisit it to watch it in better conditions. But I am kicking myself that I didn't see those beautiful images on the IMAX screen.
Oh yeah, you deprived yourself of greatness. I'm disappointed in you for that.
I know, I'm so sorry. I've disappointed so many people.
Listen, I watched this movie in theaters multiple times, and even when they did the re-release, I'm like, oh, y'all re-releasing on Halloween? Oh yeah, I know what I'm doing on Halloween then. I'm watching Sinners.
I'm sure they'll re-release it around Oscars time.
I hope so, but if it's not in the IMAX format, I'm not watching it. I'm not watching that movie in a regular format.
I respect that. Yeah.
I'm a bougie movie watcher, if you haven't noticed. I mainly only watch movies in Dolby or IMAX.
I respect it. That's the best way to see a film. If it's in IMAX, it's in IMAX for a reason.
Exactly. That'd be my whole point. Because the films be shot for IMAX.
Yes. Oh, well, one of my massive misses was Blade Runner 2049. It was in IMAX, but I missed it. I saw it in a regular standard screen. Oh, I should not have done that.
Fun fact, I still have yet to watch either Blade Runner movie.
Oh, I haven't seen the first one, but the second one was good. Though I think it's helpful to see the first one because I was a little confused. All right, what's your second pick? 2 more.
All right, we're going to go back to the best year, 2023.
Yes, proven the best year.
And listen, I said there's bias in this, and okay. I don't care. It goes back to what I said about the first film on the list I mentioned, about it. 2 of these films, it kind of within the same franchise, it's on the list, but I don't care. He's my favorite hero of all time. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse.
Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse.
Oh.
So this is the animated Spider-Man now.
Yes.
I see. Okay.
Listen, Into the Spider-Verse was special, but then I watched Across the Spider-Verse. It felt like I was shaking. I felt like I was physically shaking after watching that movie because it was an experience. I'm like, that might just have been the most beautiful looking animated film I've ever seen because every little frame on screen felt like art. And then the character of Miles Morales is fantastic. And then you explore the Spider-Verse and they expand upon it even more. It's beautiful. And the most heartfelt thing about the Spider-Verse movies is the family aspect to it.
Mm-hmm.
with Brian Tyree Henry as Miles' dad.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And then Rio Morales as well, just that dynamic, and just Miles wanting to basically look out and save his family and not put his family at risk at the end as he's trying to navigate being Spider-Man. And then it's like he's kind of the anomaly out of all of the other Spider-Man. And just, my goodness, was this just a damn good film? And some folks say, oh, I don't really like animated films, this and that. Listen.
This is an exception. This has it goes between 6 different animation styles. This is a
Yes.
spectacle in animation.
Yes, that's why I keep saying it was a work of art. And and when you watch the film, you sit there and you go, oh my, I see exactly why it took you guys 4 to 5 years to make this movie. I see exactly why.
Yeah.
Because it's not like your traditional, like just 2D, 3D animated films. It's something different. And can I just say this real quick about animated films, just to remind the people?
Oh, yes, of course.
Animation is not a genre. Animation is a medium. It's a tool used to tell different types of stories. And I just want to make sure people know that.
Absolutely. That's very well said. It's always, whenever you look up an animated film, you go to the genre and it's animation / something.
Exactly.
It's a type of film. There's different ways to tell a story and different ways you can film. And animation is one way. It's an outlet to tell a story. And it's becoming, I think, increasingly popular.
Exactly, yeah. And with Across the Spider-Verse, it's not just a great comic book movie. It's just a great damn movie.
But did you miss Spider-Ham?
Yeah, I did miss Spider-Ham. Well, it wasn't like his presence was so damn missed within this film just because of how great it is. But they did tease at the end he's coming back. They did tease he's coming back.
Yes, that gives me hope for whenever that third one will come out. I think it's still undecided.
No, it's confirmed finally for June 2027.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah, so from what I'm heard through the grapevines, and it was rumored, but with the amount of pushbacks that it has, the experience of making the second film was just a disaster. And I feel sorry for the animators on that film because they were just treated in such poor working conditions and all that got leaked out. So Sony, they rightfully got exposed, and rightfully so, because you better treat your animators right, because without your animators, you don't have a film. You don't have an animated film.
Exactly. And
so all that got exposed. But, as I've grown a little bit more patient and realized, no, we need to give the more animators more time. I'm like, I'm okay. I've been lenient because we were supposed to get the film in 2024. We were supposed to get it.
It was just taken right off the schedule.
Yeah, because the strikes fucked so much shit up as well. The strikes messed up a lot too, so we can't forget about that. So we maybe could have gotten it 2026 instead of 2027. But that's neither here or there. It's finally on the way, and it seems like they have to scrap a few things they didn't like as they're trying to perfect the final film, because the first 2 films are so good. So you have to have the third film at least be on the same level as the previous 2. So I'm excited.
Big shoes to fill. Absolutely.
Very much so.
All right, your final number 1 pick, but no particular order, but what is the last film on your list?
This film is from probably your favorite year, 2024.
Huh.
Yeah.
Very skeptical.
When I watched this film, and you know what's crazy? This movie was supposed to come out in 2023, but like I said, the strikes just fucked everything up. And if it would have came out in 2023, Nolan probably wouldn't have won any Oscars that year.
Oh, careful. You're talking to a massive, long-time Nolan fan.
And listen, I'm a Nolan fan too, but I got to keep the facts for the people. Because this film is probably, it's not just the best of the 2020s, it's probably the best of the last 15 years.
Oh, geez. Okay. The suspense.
And the lead of this film is who I predict is going to win the Oscar this year for Best Actor. Dune Part 2.
Huh. Okay, Villeneuve.
Dune Part 2 was just, when I keep saying experience, man, with some films, I'm just, this movie was an experience. And I know Dune Part 1, it's definitely a slow burn to where it was not going to work for a lot of people, but it worked for me. But Dune Part 2 is all gas, no brakes. It's all gas. And just the world building of it all, the sci-fi nature of it all, the politics of the world was just phenomenal. And just the journey of Paul Atreides as well, and him and his rise to power. That scene from Timothy Chalamet in the cave with the rest of the crew,
Mm-hmm.
where he just goes off. Because at first I thought Timothy Chalamet, I'm like, man, y'all trying to make him a bit of an industry plant, like he's one of the next up. And then that one particular scene where he's like just making it known he's the leader, I'm like, oh no, he really is one of the ones. Oh no, he really is him. So, this film was beautiful, like visually it was astounding. The cinematography, oh my goodness, some of the best cinematography I've ever seen in a film.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Villeneuve does that. Incredible cinematography.
Villeneuve, man, he's like, his sense of artistry when it comes to sci-fi, man, I definitely get a little bit of some James Cameron vibes, slightly in a way, ever so slightly.
Mm-hmm.
But man, and he said something too months before Dune came out. He was like, I don't really like a lot of dialogue in my films, man. I'm not a big fan of dialogue, so I don't really like it. I'm like, why are you saying this? You're really good. And the dialogue in Dune Part 2 is really damn good. So I don't know where is this coming from.
I mean, I'm thinking back to Arrival, some of those lines. I understand what he means, but he likes to explore the visual. And it's shown in Enemy, which was a great film that doesn't really rely on dialogue. But you're right, he does have a way with dialogue.
Yeah, and just how the characters interact with each other. And just... not even Timothy Chalamet. We can't listen. Timothy Chalamet was phenomenal in the film, but what Rebecca Ferguson does, my God, I'm like, whoa! Why is she not in even more films, man? Can she be in more? I want to see her get some more leading roles in films because she is phenomenal. And this guy is one of my top 5 favorite actors in the world today. I feel Javier Bardem.
Oh my gosh. Well, yeah.
That guy, I've never seen him miss in a film ever in life.
No.
Like when he's on screen, I'm like, oh yeah, we're in for some greatness here.
Mm-hmm.
What he does, and he became a bit of a meme with Lisa Now Galib. He became a bit of a meme, but rightfully so, because his performance was phenomenal in the film. But yeah, just Dune Part 2 is just, when you think of the word cinema, you think of Dune Part 2, because that is pure cinematic storytelling from a narrative perspective, a visual perspective, just all around. That is just, Dune Part 2 is cinematic history, and that's why it's the best film of the 2020 so far to me.
Ooh, I'm going to counter when I get to my first pick
at
the end of my list, but that is the only film on your list I haven't seen.
What?
I know, I haven't even seen the first one, but I know, I've disappointed you once again. I'm so sorry.
You failed me yet again, Starscream.
Yes, once again. I'm so sorry, but I know everyone says it's one of the best films of the decade. Like you said, one of the best Villeneuve films, and I'm sure you're going to be super excited for the third one with Robert Pattinson, which should be very good because he's one of the best actors working today.
Yeah, I'm very curious to see how he pulls off Dune Part 3 because I never read the books, but from everywhere I've been heard about, a lot of people say they don't really like Dune, the third book, Dune Messiah, as much, and they hope Denis Villeneuve takes a lot of liberties and does his own thing derivative away from the book. But Denis Villeneuve, he's such a good director. I have faith in him. He's going to deliver something special with this film as it closes out the trilogy. I really, really do.
It'll be one of the best films of 2026, that's for sure.
Doomsday is coming. Doomsday.
Oh, right. Doomsday, yes. Well, so is The Odyssey.
No, I think you didn't hear me right. I said Doomsday.
I know, and I said there's a Nolan film coming.
Oh yeah. Okay, got you. I thought you only took the Doomsday part, but we're getting in Avengers.
My focus is on Nolan as always, because there's no Leonardo films coming out this year.
And I know exactly which theater I will be going to watch that film at as well. IMAX 70mm only.
The only way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, now it's time for my top 10 list.
Your turn. I'm
we have one film in common.
Only one?
Only one. But that's okay. All right. Number 10, Sentimental Value.
A recent one, huh? Ooh.
Recent. There are, I think, 2025 films on my list. I was going back and forth on which film to include, but I want to start it off because this was my second favorite of this past year. I didn't share my thoughts on this film too much in the last episode, since we sort of quickly moved to discussing another film on my list today, but I was eagerly waiting for this film to hit theaters. I had been checking the Fandango app every single day, waiting for the showtimes to appear, and when it finally did, I raced to the theater to catch the first showing. Renata Reinsve, which I don't think I'm saying her name right, I should have checked before we started recording, was phenomenal. She was incredible as always. She and Joachim Trier are one of the best actor-director duos of our time now. Have you seen this film?
I have not, no, but I know it's getting a lot of Oscar buzz, especially from Stellan Skarsgård in his performance.
Yeah.
From what I've heard. So it's definitely up there on my queue, which I'm going to be looking if there is any upcoming showtimes for it.
The one film you missed of 2025?
Hey, listen, I've watched hundreds. I probably damn near 100 films in 2025. So
that's why I'm shocked you haven't seen this one.
And oh my, there's a showtime for it tomorrow.
Oh.
I might go check it out. Oh wait, not tomorrow. It's for the 25th. But you know what? I might be able to make that.
It's a good one. I definitely recommend watching, especially as it is becoming a key Oscar contender in different categories. But this film was brilliant. I won't say too much because I want you to enjoy it fully without getting any spoilers. But it's hard to describe what the film accomplishes, but it's a feeling that is very... How do I describe it? It's so difficult. Someone was able to word it online, and I thought, oh, that's the best way to describe it. It's just the emotions in the film are there, I guess, from the beginning, but the way it sweeps over to the end and it becomes so forefront is unbelievable. And the message of the film is, I think, something that many can relate to. I thoroughly enjoyed this one. I was hard-pressed on whether to include this or my 9th pick on my list, because I couldn't include Sentimental Value without including Joachim Trier's prior film that was released in 2021, The Worst Person in the World. Have you seen this one?
I have not, no.
Oh, it's very good. It's, again, another Joachim Trier, Renata Reinsve collaboration. This was revolutionary and bold. It is focused on Renata Reinsve's character, and she is trying to figure out her life. The film begins where she's a student in college getting her doctorate, and she decides that this is not for me. Then quickly, within this one, there's 12 chapters in the film. Quickly, within this one fast-paced chapter, she decides, no, I don't want to be a doctor, and then, no, I don't want to be a psychologist. Then I want to be a photographer. That's just all within maybe 5 minutes or so. And then you see her go into different relationships, and she makes impulsive decisions, and there's a key line that I think describes the character very well, is you seem to be waiting for something. I don't know what. This was said to her, and this is a key line in the film because she doesn't know what either. She's just acting on what she feels is right and what she wants to do with her life, and she's adamant about taking control of her life and is unapologetic about the way she goes about it, even if it hurts her and those around her. There's quiet moments in the film where she's reflecting, and those are some of the most impactful moments because no words are said. You just see her, the emotion, and how she's about to change her life in those moments. And it's, I watched it last night for the first time in about 4 or so years, and I didn't appreciate it as much the first time, but now that I rewatched it, I have a deeper appreciation for it. So, very good film. I highly recommend you check it out.
Okay, I'll put that on the list. I just pulled it up here. Sounds interesting. Okay. You're going to put me on to some films I wouldn't even think to watch. Okay, I'm curious.
Do you often watch international films?
Not too often, but I do love my international films. I watched No Other Choice. That's in my top 10.
Yes, I saw in your video. Yeah, that has not come to theaters around here, so I'm quite jealous.
Oh, it should be arriving like any weekend now at this point, like any weekend now.
I hope. I hear great things about it. Anyone who's seen it says it's one of the best of the year.
Oh, it's brilliant. It's so brilliant.
Number 8, another 2025 film. One Battle After Another. You're laughing. Okay. So I was surprised that this film was not in your top 10 film list of 2025.
Listen, I love the film. It's in my top 15.
15. Just missed the top 10. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I am biased because Leonardo DiCaprio is my favorite actor.
Same here.
Oh, really?
Yes. Well, actually, amazing. You know what? He's my second favorite. He's right behind Denzel, respectfully.
Oh, I respect that. GOAT. Okay. Yeah. Any Leonardo film is, I mean, 2 of his films in the 2020s are on my list here. So, big fan of his. I had a feeling it would be my favorite film of 2025. And then when I saw it opening night, which was actually on my birthday, I was able to watch it in a nice theater, IMAX screen, lounge chair. It was one of the best theater experiences of the year. It's so funny, and I love that Leonardo has kind of leaned into more comedy in more recent films.
Yeah.
Because he is very funny. If you watch his interviews decades ago, he doesn't do so many today. He's so funny. And Kate Winslet was getting told by others, like, oh, did you know how funny Leonardo was? And she's like, yeah, he's always been so funny. And I don't know why that's such a surprise to people, but it's great that he's leaning into the comedy aspect. Some of those lines in that film was unbelievable. The one that I think maybe got one of the biggest laughs in the theater was when he was on the phone, trying to get the rendezvous point. And he gets the furthest he's ever gotten, and the operator gives the phone to someone else. And he's like, what are you doing? This is the legend you're talking with. You got to treat him right. And then he gets back on the phone with him, and Leonardo's character goes, hey, prick. And it was so bold and hilarious. Gosh, it was so funny. It was such a great film. I love that PTA brought the paranoid thriller back. It's a genre that really should be brought back in today's day and age. And just an exhilarating, fun, enjoyable film from start to finish.
Yeah, I did. I highly enjoyed One Battle After Another very, very much.
Great film.
It's just, I feel like this year was just a stacked year to where it didn't quite crack the top 10 for me personally. Mm-hmm. But man, I felt like the movie was a tad bit too long, in my opinion. Just a little bit, but overall, I highly enjoyed the film. I really enjoyed it. Great
film. I'm itching to watch it again because I only saw it the one time, but I can't wait for a rewatch. It's such a great film. Number 7, I put The Fabelmans. Have you seen it?
Yes, that makes think so. I believe I have. Yeah. The Fabelmans. Yeah, I'm tripping.
Steven Spielberg.
Yeah, I'm tripping. I'm like, why isn't The Fabelmans coming to mind? Yeah, I love The Fabelmans.
It's a great film, and it's a really important and resonant for those who love film, those who are filmmakers.
Absolutely, I agree 100%.
It is a beautiful film. This one, actually, like what you said with One Battle After Another, I thought The Fabelmans was a little too long, but it's a film that made me cry several times throughout.
Mm-hmm.
It, I think, contains Michelle Williams' greatest performance. I'm a big Michelle Williams fan, so of all the great films she's starred in, all the great performances she's given, I walked out of the theater and I thought, did Michelle Williams just give her greatest performance? Is that possible? The long take when she's watching the projector in the closet, there's no dialogue. It's just her face watching the screen. We don't see the screen. We just see her face as the camera gets closer and closer. Is a tremendous moment. I believe Steven Spielberg really made this film as close as he could to his childhood.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of it was based on his life and not really exaggerated. And I loved it. I think it was my favorite film of 2022 and just deeply meaningful. A beautiful film. And when he gets his camera for the first time that's a great moment, as well as how the film begins. He's going to the theater for the first time. What a great way to start a film of a filmmaker's journey.
Absolutely. And then just looking back on 2022, that's a little bit of an underrated year when we're talking about things.
It is, yeah. It's my only 22 film on my list, but The Whale was a good one.
No? I was not a fan of The Whale. Well,
it's hard to be a fan of The Whale, but it was a good film.
Well, I respect the artist's vision behind it and making it look a lot like a standard stage play, but I didn't like The Whale.
Okay.
It wasn't for me.
Some Aronofsky films are hard to get behind. I get it.
Yeah, I don't like Darren Aronofsky. It was just that one was just, yeah, yeah, man, that was a miss for me. But Black Swan is great, guys.
I'm still scaredy cat about Black Swan.
Really?
Well, because there's something violent that happens with eyes or something, or there's something about it that I've been hesitant about. But I love Requiem for a Dream. What a messed up sentence that is. But I do. It's a great film. I just did an episode on it a few months ago. So love that film and the stars in it. Number 6. Now, I've mentioned several times just today about how much I love Christopher Nolan. So I have to put Tenet on my list.
Really? Oh, I thought you was going to say Oppenheimer. Tenet, huh?
Well, just wait on that. Because first, Tenet came out. So I love Tenet. I was bummed that I didn't get to see it opening day. And of course, because of COVID, the film was delayed from July to September, which was tough because there's a new Nolan film getting delayed. But it was worth the wait. Was I confused when I stepped out of the theater for the first time? Absolutely. Am I still confused as I watch it every single rewatch? Yes. But I did do a deep dive on the film once, and I believe I'm closer to understanding it. It's one of Nolan's puzzle films. It's very confusing, but I love the relationship at the core, really, which was between John David Washington and Robert Pattinson. They should make another film together. They were a great duo. It was a great spy thriller action film, and I saw it 3 times in theaters, and I know the point is don't understand it, just feel it, but I can't help but try and understand it. And even though it's hard to understand, I still had to put it on my list. It's a great film with a brilliant score. First time Nolan collaborated with Gronson. And also he did Sinners, which he just keeps making some of the best scores of our time. And as a longtime Robert Pattinson fan, I was very happy to see him in a Nolan film. So, yeah.
Yeah, with Tenet, I watched that. I found a way to watch that in the theater because Nolan was hell bent on a theatrical release only, and I watched it in the theater, and I was still whole ass confused to this day based on what I watched. But one of these days I'll get back around to watching it again and actually being able to fully understand it. So, I don't hate it. It's just probably not one of my favorites, but maybe upon rewatch that'll maybe change.
It gets better with rewatches, I believe, and the more you watch it, the more you'll understand it better. So that's what I encourage others to do. If you're confused by the film, you don't think it's so good just from a first time watch, revisit it. Again, it's a Nolan film, so it's not bad. You can't make a bad film. There are a few directors who cannot make a bad film. Nolan is one of them. And same can be said about the director of my 5th film on the list. Parallel Mothers is the film. Have you seen it?
I have not, no.
Okay. So, Pedro Almodóvar directed it.
I like Pedro.
You do?
Yeah, I like Pedro. I took a class on a history of his films once at UNLV.
Such an underrated filmmaker.
Very, very weird and wacky with some of his choices, but still really good.
Have you seen Tie Me Up, Tie Me Down?
Yes, that was one of the films.
Yeah, I hope that wasn't your introduction to Almodóvar.
I forgot which one was the first film, but no doubt about it. Tie Me Up, Tie Me Down was one of the films we absolutely watched.
Oh my gosh. I can't imagine watching that in class with people around. It's one of the first NC-17 films. It's Almodóvar's early work was definitely more graphic. I'm just so happy that you are an Almodóvar fan because not many people seem to know his work, and he's just one of the best. I'm a massive fan of his. So then you got to definitely see Parallel Mothers. If you have Stars, I know you promote some shows on Stars.
Yeah,
Parallel Mothers is on there, so I highly recommend you watch it. I won't share too much about it because I went in knowing nothing, and I'm glad I did. But basically, it's the latest collaboration between him and his muse, Penelope Cruz.
Mm-hmm.
It's a story about 2 mothers, and one mother is a little older, which is Penelope Cruz, and she has a baby and she's thrilled about it, even though the father's not in the picture. And then she meets in the hospital, waiting to give birth, a younger mother who is a little young and she's not so thrilled about having a baby. They exchange numbers and something happens and they come back together later. And I'm keeping the plot of that one held from you because I really hope you enjoy it thoroughly as it is without any spoilers. It's a tremendous film, and Almodóvar is said to make a masterpiece every decade. He has a film coming out later this year, but it's going to be hard to beat Parallel Mothers in terms of masterpieces for this decade. It was an incredible film. When I first watched it, I thought, all right, I need to watch all the other Almodóvar films now because it was truly unique and I can't get enough of it. It's one of my favorite of his films. All right, number 4. If you want to talk about trippy, confusing, complex films, have you seen The Father?
The Father. I know of the name, but I have not watched that one. I have not, no.
Anthony Hopkins won Best Actor for his role in this film. Controversial win because Chadwick lost for Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. But this film, oh my gosh, another film. I cannot tell you much if you haven't seen it because I went in thinking this was a beautiful drama, a tearjerker probably. My expectations were completely turned 180. Like, I don't know how to just say it. It was not at all what I expected. It's a little Nolan-esque. What can I say about this film? Basically, Anthony Hopkins has dementia, and we're kind of put in his perspective. I've seen this film twice, and I can't help but each time dissect it carefully after rewatching it, just trying to figure it out, because it's so confusing, and I haven't quite gotten it, but I recommend that one as well. Very, very good.
Okay, The Father. Yeah, I remember that situation with him winning the award over Chadwick Boseman. At that point, I was like, I can't even say much or fight against this because I haven't watched the movie. I haven't seen his performance, so maybe he did deserve it. So
I felt the same way. Everyone felt that Chadwick would win. It was the last award of the night. Usually it's Best Picture, but no, Best Actor was last of the night, and it was Anthony Hopkins. I was upset at the time, but then I saw The Father and I thought, okay, I understand why. I mean, Anthony Hopkins is one of the best actors ever, so you can't be so upset that he won. But then when you see the performance, it's just jaw-dropping. One of his best performances, truly. All right, we're getting to my top 3, and they're all from 2023.
Oh, goodness.
Number 3, Past Lives. Have you seen it?
Have I seen Past Lives? No, that was on my queue, but I just never made the time to sit down and watch it for whatever reason.
No. Oh, the disappointment is back.
The disappointment is back. Oh, shit. No, just genuinely, I've been meaning to watch this film because I've heard great things about it. So it's on Hulu and HBO Max. Okay, I see it's on those 2 streamers. I have both of them. I have no other excuses to watch it, so I absolutely will watch it. I promise.
You got to see this film. It is so beautiful. Celine Song's directorial debut. After you see this film, you're going to say, okay, I might just have to be in the theater waiting for every single Celine Song film to come in the future. This is a beautiful film. It is a mixture of New York American culture with South Korean culture. And there's a little bit that's quite similar to the Before trilogy. I love this film. Greta Lee is becoming a real star today, and I'm so happy for her because she's brilliant in this film, and I loved her in the morning show as well. You just got to see this film. Like, it's amazing. It's so beautiful, and it's one that just stays with you. I'll never forget my theatrical experience seeing it. I found out about this film in the theater, seeing the trailer, never heard of it, and then decided to see it when it came out. It was not through the internet or any like trailer drop online, it was just pure in the theater. I heard of it and then had my theatrical experience when it came out. It was my 3rd favorite film of 2023 and one of, if not my 3rd favorite film of the decade. I don't know if my list is entirely ranked, but it's up there. Number 2, Killers of the Flower Moon.
I had a feeling that was going to pop up eventually.
I did tease it a little bit with the Lily Gladstone debate.
Yeah.
Now, you saw this film, right?
Of course. Loved it. Was able to see it in the theater, as I rightfully should.
Yes, rightfully so. It's a long film, 3 hours and 30 minutes, but
Very.
I'd say it's worth 3 hours, 30 minutes, especially the second time I watched it. It didn't feel long to me. It was great to see Leonardo and De Niro reunited, Scorsese's two muses, for the first time since this boy's life. I do think Leonardo should have gotten at least an Oscar nomination, but the Oscar race to be upset about more is probably Lily Gladstone losing to Emma Stone for Poor Things. The whole night, Oppenheimer was winning, Nolan was winning, but when Lily Gladstone lost, I was so upset. And Emma Stone was fantastic. There's no performance like her as Bella Baxter. But Lily Gladstone, what she was able to accomplish, the acting in it was just so subtle yet tremendous. She could hardly move her face without giving a deep expression that will stay with you. I mean, when she sees that her sister die in the forest, her reaction and her fall to the ground without hesitation brought me to tears within 2 seconds. Unbelievable. And I hope she continues to get more starring roles. She was brilliant in that film and with Leonardo, and some say that's Scorsese's magnum opus, and I get it. I mean, there's so many masterful Scorsese films, but the depth that this film portrays really shows why Scorsese's one of the greatest ever.
Yeah, I love Killers of the Flower Moon. For a 3.5 hour film, it was paced pretty damn good. It definitely, you could have cut some time off of it, but it didn't hurt. The runtime didn't hurt the film at all. Because like I said, if you're going to do a film that's that long, you better have some really damn good pacing. That's
true. Absolutely. And the last film, number one, that I think is the best film of the decade, dare I say, is Oppenheimer. This is, some say, it's Nolan's magnum opus. Maybe I said that earlier. I don't know. But Nolan took a biopic and turned it into a completely Nolan film. The non-linearity is at its extreme with this film, especially in the third act. There's so many genres within it. There's a little bit of horror. There's a little bit of a thriller, drama. There's a tad of romance. It has just everything you could really want in a film. And I could go on and on about Nolan and his work, so I have to cut myself short here because I loved this film. It's tough to place it in my favorite Nolan films, but he absolutely deserved every Oscar he earned for it, as well as all the nominations. And this is a masterpiece, and I'm hopeful the Odyssey will definitely surpass our expectations as well.
Yeah, Oppenheimer was that, like I said, it's his magnum opus because it felt like all his entire career was building up to making that film.
That's right.
And just with the way that it was executed, it was just phenomenal. The conversations from the screenplay, it was phenomenal. You know, Nolan had some issues when it comes to sound mixing. I noticed when it comes to his films, where it's hard to understand what some of the characters were saying, but
like Tenet.
Yes, that's the most egregious example of them all. I'm sitting next to the person like, yo, you understand what they're saying right now? No, I know I'm not tripping. I know I'm not going deaf. Yeah, but the sound mixing was great. The way that they shot the atom bomb was beautiful. Oh, gosh.
The lead up to that, the just tremendous amount of suspense, and then no sound for that moment. And then you get this enormous boom. Goranson did score for this as well, and there's several tracks that are just perfectly composed, and Trinity is definitely one of them. Oh, what a moment. That scene is going to be one of the greatest scenes of the decade, for sure.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much for joining me today, Quest. I really appreciate it, and I'm thrilled to have finally had you on the podcast after all this time, especially for this topic, since you appeared to see about every film that comes out. So you would know some of the highlights of this decade, and you definitely included them on your list today. So thank you again.
Thank you again for inviting me. I had fun doing this with you, man. You know, I love talking movies. Once you
Oh,
get me
yeah.
started, I can go on and on all day to where I
I
gotta
know.
make sure I'm sipping my water because I'm gonna just talk about it. So this is a fun little opportunity, and ranking lists about movies is like one of my fave things I like talking about. In all honesty, I love the challenge behind it, and then once you got it all together, talking about the films, and then you realize like, yo, we've been watching some great cinema. So this is a really fun topic, and I really do appreciate you bringing me on today for this.
Of course, I'm so happy this finally happened after our years of trying to make this work. Finally on the podcast. And speaking of lists and ranking films, you are the founder and face of Fish Flicks Entertainment, which, according to your YouTube channel bio, is where movies and TV meet real conversation. You're very consistent about posting reviews on social media on the latest films and shows. And recently you posted your top 10 best films of the year and top 10 worst films of the year. And they come in the form of Instagram Reels and YouTube Shorts, and they're on TikTok as well. When you're about to record a review, do you prepare what you're going to say, or do you just press record?
Sometimes throughout the day, I like prepare, like just in my mind, okay, if this movie's good, how will I introduce it? Or if this movie's bad, how will I go and introduce myself? I like try to think about the introduction part first, but then like once I see the movie, I just let loose based on just how I'm feeling, just so the people can get a genuine and authentic feel about how I feel about a movie.
Something that you do on your platforms and your social medias is you do out of theater reactions. So
Hmm.
you go watch a film and then you immediately share what you just watched and how you feel about it.
Yeah. So yeah, I do that. I do the out of theater reactions just so I can immediately get my quick reaction out there so that people can know just right off the bat how I feel about the film. So I got those coming out on social media, but don't worry, folks. We are coming back to full length YouTube reviews as well for more
Oh,
in-depth analysis. Hopefully starting up this week with my new pilot dropping. So it's pretty
oh.
exciting, man. So it's going to be a great year, 2026. We're going
Yeah, I was
hard on
going to
YouTube.
ask if there's anything that you could tease for your next videos.
Yeah, so thank you for asking. So I definitely will be having the Fish Reel will become a full-time show on YouTube weekly basis starting this coming
Wow.
week. I will be shooting a pilot episode either tonight or tomorrow and have it ready for release come Monday, I feel. So
Oh
truly
my
be on the
gosh.
lookout for that, man. It's going to be great. And with Fish Flicks, this is the slogan. We don't just make content.
Mm-hmm.
We tell stories and generate conversations. So that's what
Absolutely.
we're all about. So if you're a film fan and you want to talk all things film, you have a welcoming voice and seat at the table with the rest of us because all film is subjective and everybody is entitled to their opinion on a certain project.
Of course, absolutely. But that's so exciting. Congratulations. This isn't like a new era for Fish Flicks.
Yeah, so it's I just feel like it's that time. So it's time. So I'm excited for it.
That's very exciting. And in terms of your longer format videos, you post longer movie reviews and interviews, both remotely and on the red carpet, which you were on a red carpet recently, which was so cool to see you on. You interviewed Lil Rel Howery, right?
Yes,
That's
he's
so
really cool.
cool. Yeah. So speaking of interviews, who would be your dream interview?
Oh God, the dream interview would definitely be Denzel for one of them.
Ah,
I'd
yeah.
love to sit down with Ryan Coogler just to pick his brain about film. I'd love to sit down with talk with one of my favorite showrunners who did one of my favorite shows of all time, Courtney Kemp, because she helmed Power.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd love to pick 50 Cent's brain as well with how he goes
Oh
about things
gosh.
in the TV and film game as he exits
Yeah.
from the music industry to the entertainment industry. So I'd love those interviews. So I feel like those would be some of the best interviews I could do.
That would be great if you talked to 50 Cent. I mean, I'm just thinking about how you're promoting Power. I don't think Stars would be what it is without him. So
Yeah, with that show, yeah.
he would be a great person to talk to. Very interesting interview.
Absolutely, man. I'd want that interview bad.
Yeah. I'm hoping Denzel has a film coming out this year so you can try and get an interview with him.
Hmm.
Crossing my fingers. What a dream to interview him. And he's been giving some great interviews lately.
Oh, he has, because he's at the stage and age of the game.
Yep.
Like, yo, I'm old. I've been there,
Yeah, he
done that. I
doesn't
got
care.
2 Oscars now. I can do and say what I want. So whatever you want to ask, I'm gonna let loose. That's what I'm
Exactly.
getting from Denzel right now.
I love it. I want him to keep it coming. Those are some great interviews recently.
Facts.
And around the end of the year, you posted a goal that you're manifesting for the end of this year.
Hmm.
Could you share what that goal is?
Yes, the ultimate goal, man. I just want to be on the red carpet for Avengers Doomsday. I feel it's my destiny personally. There's a little bit of ego into that, but I don't care because, like I
No.
said, the first Avengers movie is the film that got me interested in film and wanted to explore it more and expand upon it.
Wow.
Just have it come full circle with Avengers Doomsday being on the carpet. I just feel like it's time. So I'm manifesting that.
Yes.
Fingers crossed. I'm going to try to meet all these people to try to make it happen. So I feel deep in my heart it's going to happen. It will.
Yes. Or manifesting that you're on one red carpet, and I'm sure you're going to be on plenty more this year and leading up to Doomsday. I'm going to help you manifest it. We're speaking it into existence today.
Yes. Thank you. I appreciate that.
And everyone, make sure you follow Kwestin across social media on Instagram at k.fishflix and at fishflixfilms on TikTok. And be sure to subscribe to Fishflix Entertainment on YouTube to stay updated on Quest reviews and watch his past reviews, interviews, timely film discussions, and now his new weekly show, which is very, very exciting.
Yes. It's going to be exciting. There's a lot of good stuff coming.
It's a good year ahead for you. Can't wait to see everything. And is there a film recommendation, a line from a film, really anything you'd like to conclude our episode with today?
Well, we just kicked off the year. I saw Primate the other day. I thought it was going to be dumb, but it actually turned out a good deal of fun. So if you are interested in just going out, seeing something in the theater, and just shutting your brain off to having a really great fun time, I recommend you all go check out Primate.
Primate, okay. That's a horror film, right?
Yeah, with the monkey.
Oh, that sounds so scary. But I'm going to recommend a dark comedy drama called Another Round from 2020, because this was one of my honorable mentions. It stars Mads Mikkelsen, and it has absolutely one of the greatest endings of the decade. Great, great film. All right. Thank you again very much for joining me today, Quest.
Thank you as well for having me. I really enjoyed my time.
I did as well. And thank you all for listening. And Quest, I think this is the beginning of a beautiful episode. Bye, everyone.
See you later.
Special thanks to Kwestin Fisher and Dr. Gillian Smith. This episode was recorded on January 10th, 2026.